I've had to pause the shooting of this video 9 times because of police sirens. Let's just say somebody needs to send that ambulance over here. Why do I say that? Well, folks, the Q2 numbers are in, and let's just say it is no victory lap for the old Tesla. So here's what you need to know. The Q2 deliveries missed badly. Inventory, as you can see, is piling up all over the place. The government lifeline is ending. And what's going to keep this whole thing moving? It all goes to a head in September. So total Q2 deliveries are 384,122, and that is down 13.5% year over year. They won't give the real numbers, but the estimated U.S. deliveries are between 300 and 320,000. They've produced well over 410,000, and the inventory has piled on again another 26,000 units in the U.S. when they already had 52,000 units just sitting, right? So Tesla is not just losing steam, folks. They are building a major backlog. When production outpaces demand to that level for 2-3 quarters, that's not a good road to be on by any means, right? That's a true trend. Canada, man, that is crazy. Their deliveries went down to 4,500 units in Canada. That is a drop of 74% year over year. I mean, that's insane. Tesla slashed the Canadian prices on the brand new Model Y $20,000. I don't think that was a price cut, as more so of a damage control action, for sure. In Europe, right, they delivered about 56,000 units, which is down another 10% on top of them being way down to the tune of roughly 30% before that. China was between 50,000 and 55,000 units, and that's down another 17%. So they are declining majorly across the world. Inventories piling up on lots just like this. You've seen some videos of mine in the past to where there's literally 2 Teslas on this lot, right, for sale that just weren't, actually being delivered. The 98% of these here don't have owner slips sitting on the dash. Let's just say they are chilling. I'll tell you, one of the worst offenders is this old bad boy right here, right? Everybody's favorite, the Cybertruck. So there's reports, and you can see as we go around here, you'll see a bunch of these, but there are reports of 15,000 Cybertrucks just kind of being hidden. Tesla's doing like what a lot of other manufacturers do, so this was no big surprise by any means, but they're, renting out abandoned parking lots and old malls and all sorts of different space to hide these vehicles. And you can see why. Look at that price, $107,485. So if that's the price that Tesla's charging, how much do you think that they can honestly discount that before they're hemorrhaging all sorts of money? I mean, they have to be. I'll try to identify the build cost and provide that to you all. But needless to say, these Cybertrucks are piling up like never before, right? And that's on top of people backing out of their orders and you name it. It's a kind of a perfect storm. That federal EV tax credit of $7,500 is now ending. That was a major lifeline for Tesla and for the overall, general public for them to adopt an EV, right? That was a pretty good incentive. And there was even some loopholes to where everybody could get in on the party because as of pretty much all tax credits. They're typically income based. And you had to be, I believe it was under $150,000 in the United States as far as income earning, and $300,000 as a family, I believe is. But a way around that is people would lease this, and they had changed the rules to where when you lease a Tesla, that $7,500 credit is already applied automatically, plus every other incentives, which are usually at least another $1,000 to $1,500. And I can tell you, having priced out one of these today, I think that this one might be the all-wheel drive, but the one that I had priced out today here, I got a total of $3,500 off in incentives, and that was before they're going to try to get additional ones. So if I wanted to get one of these brand new Model Ys, right, I could potentially save myself like $12,500 with combined incentives and discounts. And they've dropped interest rates here to try to attract buyers. I mean, they're starting to get into desperate measures. I would have figured that these would be kind of flying off the shelves, and it really hasn't been the case. Let's see how much this bad boy is. So it's not all bad. All right, so you're looking at Model Y long range all-wheel drive here. This one has quite a few additions. That's insane. $15,000 for the long range all-wheel drive package. Whoa, that's nuts. But you can see that base price isn't bad, right? And this one's got the full self-driving, and then the $2,000 paint, which is insanely excessive, but all paint is getting just nuts lately. So a total of $61,000, right? And they're doing some APR incentives and things like that, but it's not that great. Now you can get like 0% on a Model 3 if you, I believe, yeah, you have to purchase it. You can get 0%, but that has to include the full self-driving, which is that $8,000 package. I think that you would be, kind of foolish to buy that, to be perfectly honest with you. And I could see them probably giving that out for free in the next couple of years. And you can rent it for $100 a month. So I don't personally use it. And I have a business leased Tesla Model 3. And I definitely wouldn't pay it. So what do you all think, folks? Do you think that the EV incentives being canceled are going to be actually good for Tesla? Because they are pretty much way ahead of the curve as far as, electric vehicles go, right? They've led the world, and they still continue to do that. And they are probably the only brand that's in the position to where they can produce within the United States. These are made with American parts and so forth. So they're probably going to turn a profit before somebody like General Motors or Honda or any other manufacturer, right? It's just going to be a lot easier for them to make money. So I'm kind of split on this one, 50-50. I could see it adding, fuel to the fire, right? Because the situation's already not good here at Tesla. But I think long term, it's likely going to be good for the brand. And I know Elon Musk has said numerous times, they don't need the incentives, right? Cancel them. He doesn't care. He's still going to sell cars. And I believe that to be true. It's just how much money can you withstand to lose in that interim before you do some truly permanent damage to your company. That's still be to determine, folks. One thing I wanted to mention for those of you watching, please like, share, subscribe. I know you hear that all the time. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. You all have been fantastic, the ones sticking with me. And we want to keep growing. I'm going to keep telling you guys the truth, getting out here, getting on these lots, hopefully not getting the cops called on me all the time. But we're going to keep throwing it at these manufacturers and these dealers and and getting the truth out to the American public and the global public all over the world, right? Thanks for watching. We'll see you.